Yeah, now we are. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's Thursday, April the 4th, 2019. We're approaching the end of the road for this program. I noticed yesterday or last night on Tucker Carlson, he had a gentleman on that studied crime, the increases of crime or whatever. And what was significant was what he said. When they were talking about the Smollett case and the weird ruling from the prosecutor, he pointed out, just as I had tried to warn, that throughout the country, there's a new, what he calls a new breed or something like that. Maybe that's not his word. A new breed of prosecutors out there that are creating their own rules, more progressive rulings, and basically letting criminals out without serving any time. So you see it spreading. It's spreading at all levels. And then, as I have tried to warn, we find now that according to the New York Times, which I don't know if it's true or not because it is the New York Times, some, they say, of the people involved with Mueller, some of his legal staff, apparently are coming out and saying that there was more evidence on Trump than what Barr said. And folks, this is what I warned you about. When the Mueller report is made open, or whatever part they do open, be careful, because they're going to find stuff to keep coming to Trump. Now, especially if these prosecutors are going to be running their mouths saying that they did find more stuff. But let me tell you, if they had found true evidence against Trump, I assure you, Mueller would have issued prosecution orders. He would have recommendations. He would have. I know him. I know where his allegiances are. So you need not take much stock in these prosecutors that worked under him if they truly are leaking out that there was more stuff there. Don't believe them. Just don't believe them. Because if it was, I assure you, Robert Mueller would have given an entirely different overview of the investigation. Last night I had the privilege, the honor of getting to meet with Pastor Ernie Sanders in person. He came through town, and I was able to meet with him for a little bit. It was wonderful. Pastor Ernie Sanders, by the way, I'll be on his program tonight. He's a good man. Good man. Loyal to God. Loyal to the country. The very few people I have ever met, certainly in the preacher category, even more so in the radio preacher category, that are what they say and do what they ask of others. Pastor Ernie Sanders not only does what he asks of others, but he does more. We need more men like him, more preachers like him, because in today's church, it's become a business. The big churches, the mega churches, they're just businesses. The bigger the congregation, the more money in the pot, more the preachers get to make. And the spirit of the church is lost. Now, instead of churches that preach the word, we have designer churches, churches that fit the times, Constitution does not fit the times today. And when I worry about the millennials, and as they start growing and taking their place in the world, we start seeing the results of being the first complete generation, the first generation from the day they set foot in a classroom to the day they went out of the last class in the classroom. They've been in a social engineering program. We call it brainwashing. The damage done is horrible. It's significant. To give you an example, once again, on Tucker Carlson, I saw something that made me sick to my stomach. George Washington University, their mascot is the Colonials. And now the students are doing away with their mascot, claiming that the Colonials, and these are our forefathers, these are the men that gave us what we have today. And the students, backed up, I guess, by the faculty, because they're not stopping it, are trying to remove the Colonials as a mascot because they claim it was white, racist men. They want to do away with it. In the same program that talked about the students are trying to take down Thomas Jefferson's statue. The man that wrote the Constitution, or the Declaration of Independence. They have no concept of the significance of these men. As was pointed out in the program with Tucker, they were not perfect. They weren't. And yes, I understand Thomas Jefferson had slaves. And that was bad. That was wrong. But inasmuch as they claim our Constitution doesn't fit today's world, they're not willing to go back and see that in the world back then, they were born into this culture. Thank goodness we have corrected that. And yes, it's taken a long time. And even today, it's not where it should be. But the country's trying. But for political purposes, just for the purpose of power, just so the progressive element can get us into socialism, they're willing to pick at that sword and get it infected again and spread it, just so that they can take over our country. And I assure you, once they do to the blacks, you'll be slaves again. This time we'll all be slaves under socialism. If you can't see every day little things, and I say it's little in the ways of the world, and the problems facing this country, whether or not George Washington University does away with the Colonials as their mascot, it's not a big deal. But it's another one of the signs. It's another one of the indicators. Just like it's no big deal that there are some prosecutors out there throughout the country that are making their own rules. That in itself is not a big deal. But it does put more criminals back on the street. And when criminals figure out that if they get arrested, they're not going to be put in jail, then that's a license to increase their ability to commit crime. It's all being done in the interest of power. Power. And these are the signs I see that I hope you see to show end the last and final days of our nation as we know it if we don't stop it. Now, I want to remind everyone that tomorrow will be the last one of these programs. It will be the last. For any of you and all of you that have supported this program, I need you to let Mary Ellen know how to get in touch with you, because we will be setting up a daily alternative to this. And to the people that support us, we're going to be there for you. And the people that are just along for the ride, find someplace else. But to those that have watched, listened, and done nothing, it is my sincere hope that you find someone that's trying to actually do something to fight against this takeover and support them. Don't keep sitting on the sidelines. Don't keep sitting and thinking you're solving the problems of this country by hearing different stories and hearing different information. Because if you're doing nothing, you're the problem. Now, we are on, I don't know if anybody's listening, we are on the conference line, so if somebody has a question or a comment, you can call in. Let me give you the number, 712-451-0725, with the access number 492-215-pound. And this is your chance to ask today and tomorrow.
All right, Larry, I've got a couple things. To get in touch with me, you can text 240-499-6729. Make it a text message. 240-499-6729. And it's that, no, I didn't. I will add the number under this video. It's not there right now, but I'll add it. Pastor Sanders, if you want to.
Somebody's not able to text.
Oh, Larry, I haven't been on the ethics camp. I haven't been on ethics camp. I'll have to check ethics campaign then. ethicscampaign@yahoo.com. Ethics plural. Campaign@yahoo.com. If anybody wants to listen to Pastor.
Sandy's here.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy, you've got a little noise going on, buddy. If you can, try to get where you've got noise coming through your phone. I'll get rid of it, sir. Okay. There we go.
If anybody wants to listen to Larry with Pastor Ernie tonight, it's at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. And to get there, you go to wrwl.org. WRWL stands for what's right, what's left. So wrwl.org. Scroll down and click on 12:20 a.m. And then you will see where to click on where it says listen live. And it takes a minute. When you hit the listen live, it takes a minute for it to load up so you can hear. And the first half hour is always a Bible study. And then he and Larry and Pastor will be talking after the first half hour.
It's such a blessing, Larry. I know that you've been looking forward to hearing and meeting Pastor Ernie, and I'm so grateful that he just happened to be running through town. It's a miracle, Larry. Thank you.
Well, Pastor Sanders was coming back from a trip to California where he was negotiating with Salem Radio about expanding his program to other Christian stations in their network. So hopefully, Pastor Sanders' program will be accessible through the radio in many different parts of the country that it presently is not, but you can get it on the internet. And Pastor Sanders does a unique program. Folks, he, as Mary Ellen said, the first 30 minutes of the show, he always devotes to Scripture. And then after that, we get into talking politics or whatever of the day. Now, what's unique about him, Pastor Sanders ties what's going on today to the Bible. And it's fascinating to see, for me anyway, it's fascinating to hear how what we're seeing today lines up almost exactly that which has been prophesied 2,500 years ago in the Bible. So I suggest any of you that can, you should listen to his program. It's very informative, and he does not stutter, and he does not back up. And if we had more preachers like Pastor Sanders, we have a vast army that is laying dormant. And that army is churches throughout the country. It's the preachers behind the pulpit who do as our founding fathers, preachers, did in their day. You know, they went out with their soldiers. They literally left their churches, left their communities, and went out with the soldiers, many of them. They were with them. Today, we don't have that. Today, we have the 501c3, which basically any church that signs up to the 501c3 becomes a corporation. It's basically run by the state. And therefore, it prohibits them in their minds, it prohibits them from talking about politics from the pulpit. Now, the truth is, they can, but they use that as an excuse because they fear, most of them, that if they go talking politics, then somebody in the congregation is going to argue with their brand or flavor of politics and might leave the church. And it's all about drawing a crowd to the church and getting that drum filled up with money. So, listen in if you can. Sandy, did you have a question or comment for the folks?
Well, I did have a comment on behalf of Larry, and, excuse me, his last statement about the churches. Larry is one of those voices.
Speak up, Sandy.
Larry is one of those voices that is truly speaking the truth, and it lines up with the prophecies that the Bible has been talking about since Genesis 1. The prophecy lies in the whole Bible and not just a few choice scriptures. And I myself was a victim of a church, a mega church, that was not preaching the whole truth. You know, when it comes down to entertaining pastor to make him feel good so he can deliver his sermon and serving Jesus, I'm sorry, I left that church. And there was only one pastor that admitted that she had made a bad thing worse. And it wasn't because of what happened. It wasn't because of what happened. It was because I was found to be exonerated from the accusations that were made on creating a fake Facebook page.
Let's do this. Yeah, Mary Ellen, have we got any questions in on the chatting thing?
I haven't seen any yet.
Mention?
No, I haven't seen any.
Have we got anybody listening?
Yes, we've got 25 listening, including our movie producer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, the movie producer, I'll maybe name this at this point. Hopefully, we'll be able to come together in some way to create a movie. Now, the movie that I would wish, of course, it's his movie, but the movie that I would wish would be to give people a preview, show them what's coming under socialism, show them Pastor Sanders last night about the strategy of never socialism. And he thought it was right. You see, now that you know, even though the Mueller report is finished, and even though Barr's summary of the report was there was no collusion, he didn't give quite the same no, guaranteed no for obstruction of justice. But the fact that he did not recommend prosecution pretty much says he didn't find any evidence to back it up. But knowing that the prosecutors under Mueller, if the New York Times is telling the truth, if they're going to come out and allege that there was stuff that Mueller just didn't act on it, you can see that the whole collusion thing is going to go all the way. It's just going to keep going. It's not going to go away. It's going to keep going. And I assure you, they intend. And again, I ask you simply to look at Schiff and the others, the Democrats. See for yourself, judge for yourself. But it's quite obvious that they intend to impeach President Trump somehow, some way, over something. And they're going to do it to where the impeachment is going on, the impeachment process is going on during the 2020 campaign. Now, their strategy is simple. Plus, I can't totally argue with it. They believe that there is no way a sitting president could win a re-election bid if, while he's running, he is under an impeachment proceeding. They think that they can beat Trump easily by doing that. I, unfortunately, have to agree. But that simply gives us the strategy. If they're going to do that, now remember, here's what they're going to do. They're going to have President Trump under impeachment. Along with that, the House is going to move on reparation for the blacks. Now, folks, I'm telling you, during a campaign season, when the Democrats pass in the House or are trying to pass in the House during the election process, the reparation for the blacks, they fully intend to just gather 100% almost of the black vote. But more important than that, they believe the wish of reparation will make more blacks come out and vote. Remember what I told you. 2020's election would be, since we're so polarized, the election's actually going to break down to which side can get their base to come out and vote. And so with reparation as a teaser to the rivals, you can fully expect they will get a good number, good percentage, and a good number of blacks to vote. Now, they're also offering in the House, they're going to offer, of course, free college. But they have not yet brought up what they are going to bring up, I believe, which is paying off all or wiping out all existing college debt. Anybody that has a college loan that's funded through the government, through their college loan program, they're going to tell that they're going to do away with it. They're going to do away with your debt. So think about somebody just got out of college, having to wait tables because they're not working at a job that they were told they would get if they got this golden degree. And they're sitting there with a $200,000 student loan bill that they're having to pay. And somebody comes up and says, you vote for me, and we'll get rid of that $200,000 debt. I assure you, guarantee a lot of people will fall sucker to that. And in a way, they'll have to. If there's a chance in their minds that their college debt can be liquidated without them having to pay it, certainly they'll come out and vote for the person that's promising that. Now, you've got reparation, you've got free college, you've got getting rid of all student loan debt, free health care, and then you've got a president that's being impeached. Guys, that's a pretty stacked deck for any president to be up against in any election. There's only one way to beat it. One. And I have spent, Mary Ellen can tell you, this is not something new. I've worked on it for years. There's one thing that we've been given that we can use to defeat them. And that is, if we can make sure that Trump's base, people like us, if we can make sure everybody like us understands two things. Sorry about Rosie. Number one, whichever Democrat wins the primary and runs against Trump, whichever one it is, that person represents socialism. Now, they have messed up, and they've given us a little bit of help there, thanks to that AOC Cortez girl calling it democratic socialism. By actually using that name, they've helped us to further convince people. But we've got to make sure that everybody in Trump's base knows that if that Democrat, whoever it is, wins, it's socialism. You see, our generation, as I've told you before, we're getting old. And every year there's less of us. The millennials, every year they're getting stronger. They're getting bigger. As more and more of them come into growing up and taking part in society. This is the last election. 4 years from 2020, that will be somewhere between 10 to 20% less just through nature. 10 to 20% less of us will be here. Yet the millennials will grow that much. So this is it. This is it. And the good news is, while the millennials have no idea what socialism truly is, they think it's a good thing. That's what they've been trained to believe. People our age, people in Trump's base, the majority know what socialism is and to fear it. So hopefully, if we can make the campaign simple, if you vote for the Democrat, you're voting to turn this nation into a socialist country. That's simple. If we can do that. The other thing, second point that we've got to drive across, drive home, and that is that if you don't vote, if you're in Trump's base, or if you're in the conservative base, or if you're in the Republican base, whatever you want to call that base, if you're there and you don't vote, for any reason, you don't go out and cast your vote. You did vote. You voted for communism. Not voting is a positive vote for communism. That is the thrust. That has to be the thrust of this campaign. I believe President Trump and his campaign team will see it. They already see it. And they will be pushing it from their end. But we've got to do our part. We've got to be the ones that fight as well. So in this movie that I'm hoping we can get done, it's to show people what happens when we lose, if we lose in 2024. 2020, what will happen, how fast it will happen, and just give some idea of what it'll be like. Hopefully, some millennials will see it. You see, the problem we have with millennials is they're not going to listen to programs like this for me. They're not going to listen to Rush Limbaugh generally. They're not going to watch Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Ingram. They're not going to do that. But what they might do, if the movie is done in an entertainment format, it's done for entertainment, they might watch for entertainment and hopefully get the message. That's what we're hoping to be able to do with the movie. We've got to move quickly on it. We're going to try, as I understand, to do a short film. That'll help us in the interest of time. But once that movie is complete, if we can get it done, it'll be up to y'all to help circulate it and get people to watch it. I do not expect that we'll get cooperation from Hollywood. I do not expect we'll get cooperation from the theater circuit. I think we'll have to do it. But just so you know, it's been done before. I was a part of when it happened before. And it was a movie called The Clinton Chronicles. And The Clinton Chronicles went a long way in a short period of time to educate people about the truth about the Clintons at a time when we couldn't get anything in the media. So I know it can work. You've just got to do it again. So now I want to say, if you've got any questions or comments, send them in now. Either on chat or call in. I want to know how you feel about all of this. I want to know if you see it. I know Sandy does. I want to know if y'all do. You're awfully quiet. You're silent. And that silence is worrisome. You see, the other side's loud. They're all so loud. And we can't be that way.
I'm here, but can you hear me?
You're very weak. Sandy, you're going to have to speak up.
Okay. Well, I just want to tell you, Larry, I've watched the Chronicles, some versions of it. There are other people who are making, you know Dinesh D'Souza, and I don't know if you've heard of David Evaner, but they're very prophetic and very good champions for God and also for our country. I think with the success of the Clinton Chronicles coming from you, you don't, well, in my opinion, we're just going to have to speak up and help support your goal of completing this movie. Is very important. And time is so short right now, so we've really got to get busy, and you're aware of that, Larry.
Now let me say this, Sandy, it's all of there are people doing kind of like documentaries, investigative videos. That's out there. That's not what this will be. This will be a movie. This will have a plot. This will be just like watching Gone with the Wind. It's a movie designed to be entertainment. Somebody else came on, didn't they, Mary Ellen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's me. I'm here, Larry.
Yes, Mindy, how are you, dear?
I am doing wonderful. I'm getting ready to get some T-shirts. Mary Ellen's going to fix me up so that I can go to the racetracks and just be a walking billboard. This is going to be a great way to get the word out.
And when Randy, I believe at those racetracks, they're full of conservatives.
Yes, sir. You see trucks, banners, and flags flying from every racing trailer. I also got the stickers on the way that I'm going to put. We've got 3 or 4 race cars going to run this year, and I'm going to have your Never Socialism plastered all over these cars. So these cars are literally going to be a billboard.
Good. That's what it takes, Randy. Folks, that's what it takes. And it takes, just like Randy being creative. Look, I don't know everything. Matter of fact, I know very little. But y'all know how to reach people around you. Cindy knows how to reach the people around her. And what a perfect place to wear the billboard. The Never Socialism t-shirt. I guarantee you, Randy, on a sunny day at the racetrack when the cars are rumbling and the noise is deafening.
Yeah.
And that sunlight hits that yellow flag, it'll stick out like a neon sign.
I'm so glad. I've got in touch with the photographer, and I'm going to pose in both of the t-shirts wearing, do we have the hats yet, the ball caps?
No, do not. Not yet.
Okay. But anyway, and I'm still going to do a photo shoot then, and I'll have the Never Socialism sticker showing on my race car too. So,
well, let me tell you why I have not rushed to get caps.
okay.
Because I see Wendy in the campaign period, in the campaign season. I see people wearing the t-shirt, but wearing a Trump cap. Or the mega cap.
Okay.
I just think that'll be the perfect combination.
I can do that too. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And this person is a motorsports journalist, so I have the potential to be in Hot Rod Magazine, Car Craft. I'm going to get the word out to a large audience. Or I'm going to say. I'm going to do my best.
That's all we can ask. That's all we can ask from anybody. Sandy, you wore the t-shirt out. You actually got people to come up and ask you about it, right?
That's right, Larry. I did, and I also mentioned to Mary Ellen a few days ago. Sherry and I wore our t-shirts, and then we got over 22 people inquiring about it, and these are just walking out in the middle of nobody. And it's very effective. So I'm in the process of getting these business cards printed up with a flag on it, and Never Socialism on the back, the whole 9 yards. And so I also have those available probably in the next week or so. And anybody that wants a t-shirt, we'll give them 5 cards, and then we can pass them out. And they're very affordable, so I'm able to at least do that. And these are
somebody making noise with their phone. Oh, so you can be careful. Now somebody else joined us, Mary Ellen, didn't they?
Yes, sir.
Joined us. Danny, how are you, sir?
How you doing, Larry?
Well, hanging on.
It's good to hear your voice.
Well, it's good to have a voice. For me, anyway.
Thrilled. I want to say, if I could, just real quick about the cards. I could take a whole stack of those. That will be perfect. If somebody comes up to me, because I'm literally going to be surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of people. Hand out a card. Here.
We'll get with Mary Ellen, Randy, and then Sandy and Mary Ellen will coordinate and facilitate helping you get those cards. Danny, did you have something you
just happened to catch it was on.
Well, thank you. And folks, Danny has been here to check on me. He's a good friend, valued friend. And I'm sorry I haven't been available, Danny, but due to health issues, I stepped kind of
I know, I understand. Hey, we love you, Larry.
Well, thank you. Same to you.
Folks,
You know, folks, Danny's one of the few people that just came and he's offered to help over and over and over again. What a wonderful feeling to have somebody that cares enough to want to help. And that's what's so frustrating about the program. So many people listen to it, but you don't do anything. Nothing. And I'm telling you, just hearing doesn't help us. You've got to engage. You have to commit. Randy has, Sandy has, Danny has, others have. The question is, what's keeping you from doing it? What is it?
I'm going to add, Larry, I'm going to add that since we have talked about socialism and the importance of getting the message out about socialism that is coming if Trump doesn't win again, it is really important for people to invest in the t-shirt and get it and wear it. We have to get this message out. If you cannot afford the t-shirt, please buy a bumper sticker. And if you don't have a car to put it on, stick it on your mailbox, stick it on a tree out front by the road. The bumper stickers are $5. If you are destitute and can't even do that, contact me. My cell phone number is 240-499-6729. That's 240-499-6729. If you don't have PayPal and can't help Larry because you don't have PayPal, text me. We will work something out. I am creative in finding ways to help support what needs to be done.
Can I just, I wanted to bring something to everybody's attention that's a little bit scary since I'm in the southern part of Illinois, and it came on my local news that I believe it was yesterday, there have been 5 new Democratic socialists, and they identify that way, elected to the Chicago City Council.
Yes, I heard the same thing. Yes.
I'm sick. They proudly call themselves socialists. They're not being shy about it anymore.
Well, this is what I've been trying to warn people of. Our folks are about out of time. But I want you to understand that the socialism is real. You know, this is not some scare tactic trying to just scare you. You've got to be able to see it. You've got to. It's growing. They're coming out. They're so bold. As Mindy's pointing out, they're so bold that they don't hide it anymore. They think they've got us. They think it's over. We're going to use that arrogance on them. We are. You say, well, how do we use their arrogance on them? Well, the fact that they're actually using the title Democratic Socialist, the fact that they're actually saying this should help those that are sort of not concerned about it. It should help them to see that it's not just us, a bunch of crazy people. It's real. It's in your face. And Lord knows, I would hate to be in Chicago when that crew takes over. Chicago will change. Everything will change. And instead of this small case being unique, it'll be every day. inside the collective, those people that are in the clique, and everybody else will get the harshest of penalties. So, folks, tomorrow's it for this program. Danny, Sandy, Mindy will have another program for those of you that have been loyal and supported us. So don't think we're going away. I'm just tired. I'm worn out talking to people that are not going to do anything. That's not failure, I admit it. But it is what it is. So unless somebody's got something to say, Mary Ellen, have you anything to say before we close today?
No, Larry's PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. And if you want to buy Larry's CD, the t-shirt, the uncirculated quarter that's turned into a ring by a custom jeweler, the bumper sticker, the t-shirt, that's all at nicholslive.com.
Mary Ellen, you cut out. You're cutting out a lot. Can you give the PayPal once again?
The PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. And the merchandise can all be purchased at nicholslive.com. There's a link to the eBay account.
Folks, I hope, I wish that a number of you would give us Randy, get the t-shirt, get it ordered. Yeah. Remember, we have to have at least 10 before we can make an order. So get your order in.
Okay.
We need to go to plan again. But Randy, anything in closing from you, Mom?
Yes, I just wondered, are we still making the phone calls? I have never stopped since we started the phone call program to Congress and to our representatives. I've never really stopped, and my count is about over 300 calls that I've made so far.
Well, wonderful. But no, the answer is
you want me to keep going?
You can, if you want to, but what we're going to do is we will do it again when it's time, but we'll do it all together. So we're not doing a structured call right now. But it never hurts for people to make the call. Sandy, anything in closing from you?
No, but Randy, just get in touch with me. Find me on Facebook. It's Sandy B. McQueen, and message me. I'll share my phone number with you. We'll get together on those cards so we can get them done quickly. And time is of the essence. Thank you.
Yes, sir, it is, because I'll be at the Indianapolis racetrack in May. It's just coming right up. I mean, time is of the essence. I totally agree.
Danny, any closing words of wisdom from you, my friend?
You're
always good for wisdom.
I think he's off.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's wise for getting off. Well, let me say this to y'all. Be here tomorrow. And once again, if you're been a supporter of the program, you need to get in touch with Mary Ellen. She's going to give her text number once again so that we can get hold of you and let you know the new arrangement. Mary Ellen, will you tell them how to do it?
Yeah, my text is 240-499-6729.
Now, folks, if you don't text Mary Ellen, if we don't know to get hold of you, then you'll miss it. So please get hold of it. I don't want any of you that are supporters and have been loyal to the program to miss the things that are coming, because we have stuff coming. We truly do.
Okay.
With that, guys, I will once again say good day. Get your country. Save it.
And if
Do
you
something to save your country.
And if you want to join the conference call, it's the same number here. It's also listed under the video here, 712-451-0725. Access code 492-215 #, and we'll start that in about 10 minutes.
All right, guys. Thank you all. Till tomorrow.
Okay.
See ya.